Hey, what's up guys? I'm Gildarts, and today I'm going to be talking about every single weapon that we currently have got our hands on, and some that have been leaked for the Halo Infinite's multiplayer and campaign. So before that, please leave a like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. I'm currently at 1 follower, as you can see up here. And I'm currently at 5 subscribers on YouTube. I would like to get that number up. And also, sorry about my camera. It's my laptop's camera. I don't have a camera, so I'm not really used to face cam, so I just don't focus on it. So basically focus on what's in the center of the screen. So you can see I made a list of that I will be updating when they add like new weapons and basically all new sandbox items. I currently just did weapons. I didn't do grenades or vehicles in this, so I kind of like threw it all together, and it's all, I believe it's 24 items. I believe I got it correctly. Why dropped it? And it like, so I kind of like did a rough estimate of the number, but I do have all the weapons that were in the flight. Some of them we got access to, some of them we had to go into custom games, and I did go off to halopedia.org for the weapons ammunition type, and I actually got them pretty accurate. Some of which are not accurate, which are the plasma based weapons. I couldn't find the actual, because we have no idea if it's plasma or it's red fusion gel, so I guess with those. But first one is, and I also have their ranges, and this is how I believe they work in game. So player is melee, is point blank, is close. Then we have the MK50 Sidekick pistol, is point blank and close range. Can get close enough to mid range but not too far. The MA40 assault rifle is close range, and also the reason why I said there's no point blank for them is I'm not including melee because that counts for melee itself. So it's close range and all the way to mid range, but can almost do long range, but it won't be accurate at all. Then you have the VK78 Commando, is halfway from close range, a little bit further than the assault rifle, and all the way through mid range and just over long range. Then you have the Bulldog, which is point blank since it is a shotgun, close range and halfway through mid range. Then you have the Hydra, which is called the multi lock-on rocket, I don't know, but it's the MLRS-2 Hydra, which is mid-range, because you want to fire this at mid-range because it's blast damage. So you have mid-range to long-range since it does lock on. Then you have the BR-75 Battle Rifle, which is a mid-range and to halfway through long range. So they made it where it's really accurate and it's really hard to use in close quarters. So that's the reason why it's not going to be pulling a Halo 3 and being a all-around use. It's going to be, it can't do close range at all. You can do it, but it's going to be hard. Then you have the S7 Sniper Rifle being mid-range and all the way through long range. Then the M41 Spanker rocket launcher is close range and mid range, since it does detonate at a certain distance. Then you have the Disruptor, which shoots electro. I actually found this on Halopedia, is that it shoots electro lasers. That's really fun to say, electro lasers. I thought it would be just shooting up. It would shoot arc, but they actually made an ammunition for it. It's called electro lasers. Oh, and totally forgot, is that the Sidekick shoots 10 millimeter uh, uh, pistol rounds, while the Magnum shoots 12 millimeter. Then you have 7.62 for the MA40, 6.5 for the Commando, 12 gauge for the Bulldog, and I actually I guessed what their max ammo is that you can carry. So you can actually pause this and look at the ammo for like all these weapons. Some of them I guessed is some of them I really guessed, but I did put their select and alt fire. So yeah, full auto, semi, and semi lock on, a 3-round burst, single with tracking, unknown. Is for the rocket launcher, it says it does track, but we haven't seen it being used for tracking yet because we didn't have access in the BTB flight. So I have no idea if it's going to be tracking because you only scope with it, so I have no idea if it tracks or not. Because I think it's going to be anti-tank instead of while the Hydra is going to be anti-air. Then you can see I put AoE, which is area of effect, for the gravity hammer. And you can see like all these range is, and you can see for the Mangler I put mid-range, and for the skewer I didn't put it all the way as long range, is because of the basically it has bullet drop or skewer drop or spike drop. And the stock rifle I had to guess is because we cannot use this at all, including with the energy sword, is I figure it's going to have a sword lunge. And the reason why the gravity hammer is going further than that is because it's area of effect shockwave. Then the cinder shot, which is a guided area of effect lock, which is kind of like the Ad Victorium from Halo 5. The Sentinel Beam, which shoots a beam of hard light, and I did colorize their weapon types. So the gold is kinetic, so it's a physical round. Electro laser being electricity, which is this cyan, and the blue is plasma. And this orange is for hard light. And if you haven't noticed, is that when I go to the plasma pistol, it has it's semi-auto and has a charge, but if you go to the disruptor and shock rifle, it have EMP there. Is that this was confirmed by a 343 dev that the plasma pistol will not have its EMP. It is returning back to its combat evolved form, which they're still working on. The reason why it no longer EMPs is because it's making room for the new shock weapons that were developed by the Banished. So that's going to be really hard for a lot of you to follow now, is that they made it where it's not going to be overlapping. So a problem with the Halo Sandbox is that they had redundancy of why would you have... So back in Halo 3, they brought back the assault rifle and still had the SMGs. Is why would you use an SMG if you had an assault rifle? Not because it was dual wielding, it was just like, why would you have it? It was basically a weaker version of assault rifle. When dual wielded, it made the exact same of assault rifle. So they basically made it where they don't overlap. Same with the battle rifle in Commando. So pause it, because I'm pause it right now if you want to keep looking at these weapons. I'm going to change over to the weapons. I basically roughed out their bullet spread and recoil. So you see the assault rifle has, whenever it's fired, zoomed or unzoomed, it has a spread of this. I can't do the ranges yet because we haven't had Forge yet, so I can't actually do the distance or anything. and it basically this is pretty much accurate from me playing in game. And as you see, there's two parts of it. So when single fired, you have this bottom piece here, and the top part is when it's full auto, is that this does have recoil. So it's spread like that, and the battle rifle is staying like this for the whole time. So that's and so a lot of people think that the assault rifle needs nerfed because of its headshot multiplier. I'm about to blow your mind. So this is basically a rough up what the spread of the weapons are. That's how they basically work, is that the battle rifle is going to be more accurate than the commando at their default firing rate. So when the commando is full auto, it's going to have a spread of this, and the assault rifle is full auto no matter what, and when spread, it's going to be around here. And it keeps going further at range. So back to the range part, is that the bullets don't just disappear like at a certain range. They don't just immediately just evaporate. They continue going. So that's what I love, that they got it to where the bullets just despawn at a certain distance. That's what I like about Halo Infinite. So now I'm going to show you something that I made, and I noticed it in the first flight and I saw no one talking about it, is that we have no idea what the hitbox looks like. So I'm going to bring up this. So on the left, you see the soldier. This is the soldier armor. All of them are the same picture, and I made a rough mock-up of what the hitbox looks like. So on the left, you have basically the outline. So that's the hitbox's border, as it being high and tight. Then the center is the hitbox that a lot of games use. It is a solid hitbox that does damage all over and takes the same amount. But in Halo Infinite, I have noticed that when you use the assault rifle, I've been getting two hit markers at the exact same time. That means I am hitting two hitboxes. So the blue hitbox is the headshot, indicate the headshot hitbox, and the red is the body hitbox. So you're probably wondering, it's like, Halo doesn't have this. So here is, so one of the hints says this. The hit name is should have gone for the head. Headshots do extra damage to unshielded foes with a helmet. So every single weapon does extra damage to the head. So all weapons do extra damage to the head. So they modified the hitbox, unlike other Halo games, to be modern, is that headshots now do extra damage. So that's with a plasma pistol, a sidekick, a shotgun, everything. Every gun does extra damage to the head. So back to this, is that all these weapons don't have, so like a lot of people are saying that a gun should lose its headshot multiplier. No, it should do, is that how to balance it is that the hitbox is registering for each weapon. So each weapon takes does a certain amount of damage to the hitbox. So take a sniper, for example, that it takes 2 body shots and 1 headshot. So you have 2 body shots to get a kill and 1 headshot for just a kill. So imagine this. So the body would now take, for the hitbox, is when it's registered for this weapon, is that it takes 3 rounds to the chest but for the head, it takes 4 rounds. I know that's really insane, but it's an example. So you change it back to it takes 1-shot headshots and 2-shot body shots. So that kind of gives you an example of how the hitbox works. I know it's out there, but take into consideration that this game is made for older fans and really new fans. And I'm going to say this right out here. Out of the 3 AAA shooters coming out, Halo has the biggest eye on it. I'm just going to say it. That Halo Infinite has the biggest eye is out of the 3 betas, well, basically 3 betas, is that Halo Infinite had bugs and all, but it was the only one that actually looked good. Call of Duty Vanguard, people did not like, and now that people are liking Call of Duty Vanguard is because it's going back to World War II, while you have 2 future shooters, like Battlefield 2042. Battlefield's going to be buggy no matter what. It doesn't surprise anyone at launch. But Halo has a lot of people looking at it. So, I'll let you look at this for a bit. Then I'm going to go back to this one. And so you can see, I was really accurate with this. I know this video was kind of inconsistent, but I am kind of happy that Halo Infinite is now expanding its sandbox and solving the problem of redundancy. Is that the reason why they're solving redundancy is that if you, I challenge you, I'm going to make you do this, is that, do you want to play MCC right now? You're probably like, yes or no. You're probably going to say no. It's because redundancy. You've been playing the exact same game for a while. You were waiting for Halo Infinite to come out. That's why on Twitch, it blew Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite. And it was only available for a weekend. Is that everyone wants to play it. So, them making it where it's gonna be good no matter what. Is that them making it where they're increasing the sandbox with new items like the shock weapons and the redesigned Promethean weapons or Forerunner, and them having alt modes that you can switch to. So that's awesome, and I'm actually happy the plasma pistol doesn't EMP anymore. I know people are gonna hate it. Is the plasma pistol, from people saying that the plasma pistol's EMP is a staple? No, it was an addition from Halo 3. The plasma pistol from Combat Evolved to Halo 3, it did not EMP. It did a overcharge, and from what they confirmed on Twitter, that the 343 dev confirmed that it's intentional, that it's the plasma weapons are designed for players. So I know you're gonna say that it's a lie or anything, but if they kept the EMP for the plasma pistol, then what was the point of them making the shock rifle, the disruptor, and dynamo grenades? Then you would just have the exact same sandbox as Halo 5. Is that they want to make everything new, and some weapons feel like their previous iterations. So they decided to, with the plasma pistol, to revert it back to its Combat Evolved form. in the Combat Evolved form, when it's overcharged, is that it created this small pool of heated plasma that would leave a burning effect on metal. And now to talk about what I would like them to improve is give vehicles increased health, and especially with the Mongoose, increase its weight, is because that thing will hit a pebble and it would flip over. So give vehicles increased health, since the amount of weapons on the BTB map fragmentation, and maybe just during the flight, the amount of anti-vehicles stuff there, the dynamo grenades were kind of a nightmare when using vehicles. And also for Slayer, increase the score count from 100 to 150, since it is 12v12, and so the games last a little bit longer, is because Slayer's matches were like the shortest. Other than that, was my main problem, and I would really like it in the loot caves. You kind of do something similar to what Halo 3 ODST did with these superintendent caches. I think that was the inspiration for the loot caves, is that you kind of go to them and you unlock them, and it would be randomized. I would really like it if you put a Gungoose or a vehicle in there. Like, it would give you a teleporter to like that vehicle that would be like sectioned off to that vehicle spawn, and would have a soft kill barrier for it. And it won't be just for each one. It would be actually, yeah, just put it, each one has their own, and put it like, have it where it's a Banshee or a Wasp, have it as an air vehicle, would be actually pretty cool. Like, have a teleport in there, but there'd be a soft kill barrier there. It has enough time for the player to grab the vehicle and fly off into the battlefield with it. That would be cool. And I think this would be an option that you could do, is at the start of the round, due to the rounds not lasting that long, and all the high tier vehicles would come in at like the last minute, is have one of each vehicle at start for BTB, as in both teams have one tank, one Warthog. Mongooses can stay, one air vehicle, and one chopper, is because but don't have them respawn, like the Scorpion and the air vehicles. Like those heavy tier vehicles extend for the Warthog, actually not the Warthog, the Razorback instead, is have at least a Razorback, Scorpion, chopper, and a air vehicle. So basically 4 vehicles, but they don't respawn. Is that they are spawned there at the start, and when they are destroyed, they respawn in through the Pelican drops. Is that I think that would work. And for people saying that the assault rifle needs nerfed at range, I don't think it does. Is because when I was using it, I was having trouble at medium range with it. So I don't know what they're complaining about. I would say that the Sidekick kind of needs a slight nerf, not nerf it to where it's the Halo 3 Magnum, as in it needs a slight range reduction with it for BTB, but other than that, it's fine. Then the dynamo grenades needs to be more rare, including a lot of the anti-vehicle weapons. Is that the problem with it? Is that one of my matches I got into, they spawned in a wasp. I got into it. 3 seconds later, I took a skewer round to the face. Is that being in vehicles, like it would call in high tier vehicles and it would already be destroyed in like 30 seconds. So it might have been that map, but I really hope we have more wider maps, or at least, actually, hopefully more wider maps, because fragmentation was nice and all, it was just way too claustrophobic. So it was fine, it was just that it was way too claustrophobic. And hopefully, I really love that to see more variety in maps. I really would like to see some more game modes. I kind of hope to see Warzone come back, because not like the RNG mode, I like with the whole wreck packs and everything. I would just like to see the mode come back. Is that have it 12v12 with 3 bases and the core system. I would love to see that come back. But with but have like 4 Pelican drop points to drop off vehicles. I would love to see that come back, and that would be awesome. And I would also really like to see what is it? So I looked into the leaks for the people were saying that the customization for weapons is that you can skip this if you want to not hear it, but they're cosmetic only attachments, so they're not variants like a like a battle rifle with a grenade launcher attachment. They're not that crazy. They're cosmetic items. I would really like to see variations of weapons come back, like a skin that makes your MA40 look like the MA5B from Combat Evolved, or the Halo 5 assault rifle. But what I really want to see is that has not been made into a video game model yet, is the MA5K assault rifle from Legends and the novels, and especially the Ghost of Onyx. I would really love to see the MA5K come to life, and I would really love to see like skins that change your weapon's model, like the BR75 to the, what was it, the BR85, which was the Halo 5 model. I would really love to see those return. But I'm fine with like them changing the cosmetics, like changing your scope to like the Halo 4 scope, but it still acts the same, but doesn't change like the reticle or anything. It just changes the shape and model of it. I'm completely fine with that. Some of them, I saw some of them, but I'm not showing them here, that they do look pretty cool. And I'm really happy for this game. And I am excited to what to see come in. All I'm saying is like, increase the health of vehicles and the weight of the mongoose. Is that the doomsday effect that you guys have on it kind of like happens way too fast. But I am liking the vehicles, and change the reticle for the chain turret, or what was it called? The heavy machine gun turret on the Warthog. It's because you cannot see anything with it. Change it to the the mounted machine gun turrets reticle would work, or just import the make the Halo 5 turret reticle. I know that's projectile now, and I like it, and it doesn't overheat anymore, which I really like. But other than that, increased vehicle health, and I would really like to see, since the player custom lobby is 28, I would really like to see 14v14 be added in. Is you have the player lobby set to 28, just make it 14v14 because it's not as big as Warzone, and the maps do feel really claustrophobic because we only played in one, but map design good. I'm really happy for this game. And that being it, hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!